Hi guys, what's up? Please excuse the background. I am in the middle of moving countries, so this is what we have to work with today. And also excuse the noise because there is some construction site going in my place since I live here, so I cannot choose a moment when there is light and there is no noise, so we have to sacrifice something. I really wanted to talk about something that I have been digesting inside of myself for the last couple of weeks. And I have talked about the law of attraction on this channel several times, and I discovered it, I think, some 8 years ago. And my relationship with it has changed throughout these years. So, for example, I think I started from a much more magical thinking point of view, and although I have manifested a lot of things into my life using it, in the beginning and until quite recently, I would say, I have seen it more as like envision this beautiful images of what you want and like elevate your vibration, and then it will just come into your life, which is partially true, but there is also a part of it where sometimes you don't get what you want, and this is why it doesn't work for everybody, because you have some limiting beliefs or some limiting behaviors that prevent you from getting what you actually want, because there is some like inconsistency in what you think, feel, and do. So your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions. And it's very important that all three of these things are aligned, because otherwise it's very difficult for you to actually get the change that you want or create the life that you would be happy with, because your old way of thinking is what got you here where you are. And if you want to change something about it, that means that you have to change something about the way that you're acting or the way that you're thinking. And as Albert Einstein, I think, said, it's quite stupid to do the same things over and over again and think that they will lead to a different result. So what I wanted to talk about today, and that's something that I was catching myself doing recently, is sometimes we want something and we say that we want it, and we try to align like all of these things that I mentioned before together so that we create the possibility and the opportunity to come, and we can envision what we want and whatever, but it still doesn't happen. And I think one of the biggest reasons for that is that we have this like unconscious blockages or unconscious habits that we are not aware of that prevent ourselves to getting where we want to get. So I will give you two examples. One of them is really stupid and the other one is a little bit more elaborate. But imagine you want to lose weight, or you want to get like this toned, healthy, beautiful, sporty body. And you just sit there and you envision yourself like being so pretty and wearing your sweats. I told you it's gonna be a stupid example, but like it's the most simple that I can come up with. And so yeah, you envision all that and you make like your vision boards with how you would like to look and so on. You maybe even started going to the gym, but you're sitting at a desk where there is like tons of boxes from McDonald's and like Dunkin' Donuts, and it's all good. Like, it's good to imagine the things that you want, but there is some inconsistency with like things that you want and the way that you're living right now, the things that you surround yourself with. So in order to manifest, for example, a body that you want, you need to eliminate everything that is keeping you from there. And well, I mean, this is not like, it's a sensitive topic and so on, I understand, but it's just the most obvious one. Let's say, for example, you want a healthy, loving, non-codependent relationship. And you work on yourself and you do therapy, meet new people, and so on. You put yourself out there. But, for example, you keep answering the messages of like that toxic ex of yours, which there is no toxic people, there are only toxic relationships. But like, you know that the person is not good for you and you keep interacting with them because there is a part of you that still gets like some pleasure from there, because we don't stay in situations or with habits that are only negative for you. So there is something inside of you that still wants something that is there. So you keep falling and falling back on this back of, let's say, answering your ex and feeding the idea of maybe this time it will be different and so on. So like with one hand you're like looking for a new relationship and you put yourself out there and so on, but on the other hand your habits keep you in this place where you want to get out of, because that's something familiar and like it's hard letting go. And sometimes what I'm trying to say, sometimes it's just about discipline. So sometimes there will be this moment when you are, for example, working for that new healthy body, or you want to improve your health condition, or you're getting rid of an addiction, or you're trying to get out of like an eating disorder. And there will be moments when people will invite you to a party where there will be alcohol or drugs if you're trying to get rid of that addiction. And sometimes a part of you will say, well, but I don't want to lose friends, and I don't want to, so, like, there will be a moment where there will be a decision where you can choose between discipline and self-love, because self-love is choosing the gratification in long term, as opposed to gratification in short term. So for example, like answering a booty call from your ex at 2 a.m. on like a Friday night is a short-term gratification. So you know you will get like some fast hormones, but then it will like bring you into the dark emotional place where you were before. Or you can say like, no, you know what, nah, today, no, like I choose, like I'm worth it, I deserve it, so I'm not gonna have this donut even if my friends want me to have it. I will not drink this glass of wine even though everyone else on the table is drinking them, because it's not about them, it's about me. So in the end, like, this kind of discipline is a form of self-love that we need to transmit to ourselves that we deserve. Because if we want something and then our actions are not aligned with our words or our desires or our thoughts, that sends a message like subliminally to your brain that you're not worth it, that you don't value yourself enough in order to like say no to some short-term gratification in order to get a long-term result, which is a demonstration of the lack of self-love that you have for yourself. So basically, my manifesting for adults 101 is that it's good to envision figures of light. As Jung said, like, you don't get enlightenment by envisioning figures of light, but by going and like fighting your darkest and deepest shadows. I think you need the both. Like, you need both to envision figures of light and so on, like, because you want to know where you want to get. Without it, like, you can get stuck in this shadow work, or like working on your problems for too long and forget to actually enjoy life. There is also this kind of just negating everything bad that there is, or like negating everything that is difficult, or the work that needs to be done in order for you to actually make that leap of consciousness in order to get where you want to get. And you fall back on like your old routines, on your old mistakes and so on, which prevents you of getting where you want to get. So manifesting 101 for adults: envision places where you want to get, envision what you want to have in your life, envision everything that you want present, like manifest it, do your vision boards, do whatever helps you get into this like higher state of vibration, whatever you want to call it. But also, like, don't let your old patterns, thoughts, habits, and this like little moments of weakness bring you back on the path of like reaching where you want to get. Sometimes it's really just kind of like, sometimes it hurts, sometimes it's really difficult, sometimes it's really like you fighting the urge that you have like currently. But if you do it from a place of self-love, and for me, for example, like recently it was Instagram. So I found out that I spend a lot of time there, and sometimes it's like not the best for my mental health at all times. Instagram is a powerful tool and so on, and you can do a lot of good things with it, but the way that I was using it was not good for me. So I started taking like detoxes, and sometimes I know that it's like 10 in the evening and I want to go to bed soon, and then like my hand reaches for the phone and I'm like, no, I love myself enough to put my phone away and like not do that today, and like not enter it for a week if I need to. And I don't care if like there are people who are expecting for me to answer their messages or whatever, because like I put myself first, and this is what is my priority right now. And this goes for many other situations of life as well. And I hope that my little story helped some of you or motivated some of you to actually do something good for yourself today. Just remember that this should come from a place of self-love and not self-punishment. So yeah, I hope you're all doing great. Let me know in the comments what has been your most difficult habit to demolish, or what kind of pitfalls do you usually encounter on your way of manifesting the life that you want. And yeah, love you very, very much. Be kind, and most of all, be kind to yourselves. And yeah,